Welcome to the Travel Plus Loyalty podcast series. Your host today is Henrik Olsen.
The second thing that is, of course, clear from this flight is that we are going into a shift mode from, call it a former Star Alliance network, into touching the hubs of our main SkyTeam partners.
You just heard Anko van der Werff, CEO and President in SAS, on the upcoming transition towards SkyTeam on September 1st, 2024. We were on board the inaugural flight to Atlanta in June, and here we did have the opportunity for an interview with Anko van der Werff in the forward galley in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We talked about routes like the new Atlanta route, status on SkyTeam transition, new Airbus A350 long-haul orders, and his words on the new SAS Intra Europe business class that will be announced here in 2024 and active latest in 2025. Let's get up in the air and start the interview. Welcome on board on this first flight to...
Tell you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Board.
So we are now sitting here in the galley on the way pretty much halfway to Atlanta. So this route, what does this mean for SAS and alone, but also in terms of SkyTeam?
Yeah, no, great to have you. Seriously, thank you for joining us. I think this is important for a few reasons. First of all, an inaugural flight. I think, as you have seen, the event at the gates, right? Passengers are happy, the crew is happy, everybody feels it's like a new baby, right? Honestly, it is. It's a stupid comparison, but it truly feels like having a new baby, and it's just special, right? People, you can see the growth, you can see that we're back on track, and it's great to see also a full flight today. The return flight is 100% full, and then tomorrow again, I think it's 94% or something. So really, it's off to a good start as well. That makes us happy. The second thing that is, of course, clear from this flight is that we are going into a shift mode from, call it a former Star Alliance network, into touching the hubs of our main SkyTeam partners. And for that reason, it's also a very important and very significant flight.
So you mentioned that yourself a little bit, but about SkyTeam is important. It's a transition. So over the time, I would expect to see more route adjustments or destination being shifted around, so fit more on the Delta hubs. We are coming in, we know that airports have just been to the slot meetings and so forth. So we assume that something will come up in the winter programs. Is that something that is still on thoughts, or the adjustment into SkyTeam and into Air France KLM? Is it on high on the agenda in SAS these days?
Yeah, I think there's three things that you will see. First of all, this one, like Atlanta, that's a very clear one, right? You pick new destinations that go tap into the partnership, right? This isn't in that sense an SAS thing. We, of course, want to make sure that also very much from a Delta perspective, right, this works. And so that bilateral relationship with Delta, in this case, is very important also to us. Then secondly, what you will see is not so much new destinations, but maybe within the destination that you shift. So call it New York, right? Where you go from New York, you go to JFK. And so you will see us do more JFK. It depends on slots, it depends on availability, etc. But clear is that we would love to tap into the direct relationship again there with Delta, in the case of New York, in the case of JFK, and have more connectivity through JFK than we'll have through Newark. And the third one, and I think people maybe underestimate that a bit, but what is also equally important is that you co-locate at important airports, right? So that we get into the terminal of Air France at Paris, or at least much closer, that you get closer to KLM at Schiphol, that you get closer to Virgin Atlantic at Heathrow. So on those three categories, yeah, you'll definitely see more of us over the next years.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that a little bit about the airlines, so a little bit about the alliance and joint venture status. Everyone is, of course, very interested in hearing, are you ready on September 1st? We heard Virgin Atlantic coming out and say that you had a deal or very close to have a deal. We also know from the Nordics that you are in talks with Singapore Airlines and Thai and so forth in joint ventures as well. What is the current status and what do we see on September 1st? Are you following the plan?
Yeah, so first of all, we're following the plan, but I think we probably have to correct here a few things, because I think in your question, at least, you use different wording, and so let's go through it and really break it down. On the 1st of September, we will move into SkyTeam. On track, plan completely on track, right? 1st September. Typically, airlines take 18-24 months to go into an alliance. We will speed things up. Let's call it that way, right? So we take 9 months, 6 months, and that is a gigantic affair, right? To make that work within, the half or even a third of what people typically take, that is already quite an achievement. So on the 1st September, we're in SkyTeam. The second thing that we will do is have bilateral relationships with lots of different airlines. And that's where, for instance, Virgin comes in, but also Air France, Delta. And we intend, and I think really are still on track, to have codeshare agreements in place, up and running this summer, prior to the 1st of September, so to really be ready for the 1st of September. Right, so that's the second batch. Then, yes, we have been very clear, and I'm not going to say who and what and how, but yes, we're still in touch with, of course, many of our Star Alliance Airlines partners, the current partners, because, hey, we've had good relationships with them for 27 years, and also some of them want to still have a relationship with us. And so there we're also trying to figure out what works, what could work, what works still from Star Alliance perspective, but certainly also going into SkyTeam. And that is what we're all trying to work out at the moment.
And totally fair. It's a lot of work for the teams to get that up and running. It's not a trivial work, I'm sure. So starting up this new daily route to Atlanta, you had to free up an airplane. So a long-haul airplane, and they are not, let's say, they are in hard demand. What's the consequences of your route not freeing up an airplane for this route?
Yeah, so what we've done here is two things. I think what you have seen, and we spoke about this last time I think that we saw each other, is when we concentrated more at Copenhagen Airport, actually through efficiencies of scale, you actually free up something, right? And that's funding part of the route. And secondly, we are reducing some of the, well, call it again Star Alliance, right? United Airlines flying, so Chicago, Washington, for instance, and that is freeing up an aircraft for Atlanta this summer.
Again, hard work at the department of network planning, for sure, balancing what you want to have, and we also hear that from other airlines. So you have some orders for airplanes. There is a very old order now on 2 350s. There have been talks on expanding the 321 long range fleet. What are the current status of this part? I assume nothing will happen before summer, of course, because of Chapter 11. But are there any interest in getting more long-haul capacity in SAS?
Yeah, there definitely is, and I think if we really haven't announced it broadly, then I have to probably check a bit on how we can say this, but I think you will understand where I'm heading. You can absolutely assume that we have come to an agreement with Airbus on those two remaining outstanding orders for the 350s. So yes, already in short term, not 25, right? Not summer 25, but already fairly soon we will get those. We will get 2 more. On top of that, yes, we're looking at what more we can do in terms of wide-body growth, whether that is indeed wide-body, or 321 LR, right? And so the LRs, interesting aircraft still for us. I still think that there is a real use case to be made, a real argument to be made for us over the course of the next years. Will depend a bit on how also those relationships, the new relationships, develop in the new networks in the United States. Look, Atlanta is right now our 9th destination, right, in North America. That's sizable, and so that's where we stand. Clearly, with those more wide bodies that are coming in already, right, next year, we'll have more capacity again.
And that's interesting. And about the 350s, we see in the winter program for Atlanta, you are going a little bit down in frequency and changing to a 350. What are the reasons behind that change?
Yeah, I think this combination again of some of the things in fleets, just what can we do, where are C checks, and what kind of aircraft do we also have to take out of service. Secondly, Atlanta is a big cargo market, really significant, and so we're also very pleased. Today was also full. The cargo team specifically came to see me at the gate also, and was of course very happy with the performance. And so I think also there again we can rely on cargo through the winter.
And lessons learned or experience in the industry is that cargo is foundation for keeping routes active on that path. So last week, back to something very interesting. Last week you were in Dublin. You said basically one sentence, and a lot of rumors, a lot of talks in the customer forums, in medias and so forth, and also for Inside Flyer, of course. You mentioned the word European business class. So, Anko, what's ups and downs in this?
Yeah, so it was very interesting. It was about the future of aviation and future retailing in aviation. And I absolutely said what I said, and I'll gladly repeat it here with you. But it's true. We have, I think for ourselves at least, a pretty clear outline of what we would like to do already next year. Now, I will not give you the insights. We'll have to do that at a proper event. But yeah, we're definitely analyzing. We've definitely looked at our customer. And again, this is just about pure customer experience. When we look at the market post-COVID, there's a few things happening. There's less corporate demand. There is. But there's also more leisure demand, which really wants to have, call it a premium leisure trip. And we've seen that, I think, if you just read the press, you can see it on airlines, but you still see it on hotels, nights, apartments, housing, experiences. And so we intend to play a role in all of that. And what we see is that there is space for us to, again, go up, let's say, in our product. And what that will look like, we've got that. We actually have quite some good stuff. But Paul is with me here, the Chief Commercial Officer. And so we have quite some good stuff also on board with us here, but we're not going to show you. But we went through it with the board. We looked at the various options. And I think probably, in a matter of months, we'll come out with that and you'll see it.
That's exciting news. One sentence that they make a lot of issue, and I think it's the second sentence you said, which has also been quoted, or we also wrote that a little bit, is that you would see us go up then down. And I think for SAS or travelers, your bonus members, it's something they're looking forward to. So definitely a good one. That is so this initiative, so this investigation you're doing has nothing to do with the SkyTeam or Air France KLM requirement, because we know from inbound and outbound travelers that has in transit, they're coming from an international business class and then not having a European business class product, but SAS Plus can have some commercial concerns or some negative impact from us. Where are we in that sense? Is that also a conclusion that SAS has come to now?
No, not really. Although it helps. The funny thing is, this is truly, how do you call that? Dovetailing, right? This is two things coming together almost at the right time and at the same time. We had been looking at business class or upping our products and investing again in customer experience already really for the last 2 years, way before the equity raise. And then I think got more serious around it probably late last year, early this year, and then equity raise was done, and then of course you get into SkyTeam, and then things maybe look a bit more logical when you look at it from a, call it, bigger or wider family perspective, right? When you go into the SkyTeam family. But this is something that really we did start before, and again, the timing probably is right for that as well.
Interesting and exciting news for the next period for SAS. I think new potential fleets, new information about the SkyTeam startup and the airlines in that European business class. It's going up for sure. Anko, thank you very much, and have a good remaining flight to Atlanta.
Thank you very much, and great. Thanks to have you. Really great to have you on board again. Thanks for being here. Enjoy Atlanta. I don't know, have you been there?
It's 8 years ago since I've been there, so looking forward to spend some hours there. Have a press meeting tomorrow in the middle of the day that I have to attend to. That destroys a little bit the plans, but I think I need to be there as well and see what interesting news from the American side you are having.
Yeah, great. Now you're more than welcome. Enjoy. I think you should be there indeed tomorrow. But great. Yeah, Atlanta. I've been there for the first time probably 15-20 years ago, and last time was also about 4 or 5, and it's changed tremendously, right? It's strong economic sentiment in the United States. Incredible what they've done, businesses, and really it's a strong state, Georgia, but Atlanta, very big. Coca-Cola, CNN, Porsche's regional headquarters, of course Delta with their head office there. It's quite remarkable what has happened over the years. So hope to see you tomorrow as well.
Thank you very much. Safe flight. Outbound travelers that has in transit, that coming from an international business class and then not having a European business class product, but SAS Plus, can have some commercial concerns or some negative impact from customers. Where are we in that sense? Is that also a conclusion that SAS has come to now?
No, not really, although it helps. The funny thing is, this is truly, how do you call that? Dovetailing, right? This is two things coming together almost at the right time and at the same time. We had been looking at business class or upping our products and investing again in customer experience already really for the last 2 years, way before the equity raise. And then, I think got more serious around it probably late last year, early this year, and then equity raise was done, and then of course you get into SkyTeam, and then things maybe look a bit more logical when you look at it from a, call it, bigger or wider family perspective, right? When you go into the SkyTeam family. But this is something that really we did start before, and again, the timing probably is right for that as well.
Interesting and exciting news for the next period for SAS. I think new potential fleets, new information about the SkyTeam startup and the airlines in that European business class. It's going up for sure. Anko, thank you very much, and have a good remaining flight to Atlanta.
Thank you very much, and great. Thanks to have you. Really great to have you on board again. Thanks for being here. Enjoy Atlanta. I don't know, have you been there?
It's 8 years ago since I've been there, so looking forward to spend some hours there. Have a press meeting tomorrow in the middle of the day that I have to attend to. That destroys a little bit the plans, but I think I need to be there as well and see what interesting news from the American side you are having.
Yeah, great. Now you're more than welcome. Enjoy. I think you should be there indeed tomorrow. But great. Yeah, Atlanta. I've been there for the first time probably 15-20 years ago, and last time was also about 4 or 5, and it's changed tremendously, right? It's strong economic sentiment in the United States. Incredible what they've done, businesses, and really it's a strong state, Georgia, but Atlanta, very big. Coca-Cola, CNN, Porsche's regional headquarters, of course Delta with their head office there. It's quite remarkable what has happened over the years. So hope to see you tomorrow as well.
Thank you very much. Safe flight.
This marks the end of the interview with SAS CEO and President Anko van der Werff. Come back soon, where we'll have more episodes on the SAS migration to SkyTeam and also what that means for your bonus members in the conjunction with SkyTeam. Thank you for listening and safe travel.